Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here with your weekly soul messages and messages from Phillip here. And we do have a question from one of our viewers. And thank you all for sending those questions in. You can just put them in the comments below, or you can email me and we'll get to your questions as soon as we can. And thank you. This is our 27th week of the year 2020. It is for, I have to look at the calendar here. So it is for the week of June 28th to July the 4th. June 28th through to July the 4th. If you have not already if you've not already listened to my monthly video, July is out. Go ahead and listen to that. I'd like to tell you it's going to be an easy month, but it's not. It's going to take every one of us to hold our world and the people in it in as much love as we can muster. And it's not going to be easy for people who are sensitive. On my newsletter that goes out later today, and that's free. If you don't have it, you're welcome to sign up for it. Honestly, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to do it. I've been doing it since 2012, and somehow I still find something to write about. So anyway, in there I talk about let's watch an eagle soar or a robin soar, or watch the little chipmunks running across the yard, or the squirrels. We've got to find those ways to soothe our hearts, because this is such. I need to prop something up here. It's falling down the book. And I need to use my hands to talk. We need right now to find those ways for us to keep calm, for us to really add as much love to the world as we can, because this is not an easy time that the world is going through. And in part, that we're in this evolutionary shift. And even though I think we have made the shift over, I think we've reached that tipping point, and there are enough of us living our lives in love that we've made that shift, but that doesn't make it easy. This morning, for example, I went out, and you can see them over my shoulder here. I went out and picked some wildflowers out of my yard. I have more wildflowers growing than flowers I've planted. And it just makes me feel good to plant, or to watch those flowers open and bloom, and then to have them here in my office and just watch them, to smell them, to just slow down a little bit. It's going to be necessary. And it's also necessary that each one of us work on our own healing. That's not to say we don't speak out. If we need to speak out, we speak out. If we need to be the meditator, we be the meditator. If we need to be the warrior, we're the warrior. If we're the one in the middle, we're the balancer. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But remember, the world right now needs our help. We've got to stay in peace. So one of the question that we have here is about a healing property, it's about crystals. And the question is, do crystals help affect healing? If so, how are they best used? And, I love your questions for a variety of reasons. One, it lets me know what you're interested in knowing about, but it also helps me learn. I don't know that this is a question I would have ever asked. So thank you. I appreciate your asking. And here's what Phillip says. And I always learn something. All is energy. This said, crystals do have healing energies. This said, crystals only have an effect on healing if the crystal is pure, the healer using the crystal is pure of intention, and the person receiving the healing is available to receive the healing. If any one of these components is missing, healing will not take place. So I'll repeat those three again. The crystal must be pure. The healer using the crystal must have a pure intention, and the person receiving the healing must be open to receive it. Let's say a crystal is found in a mine by someone who does not treat the crystal with love. Everything must be treated with respect. If a crystal is treated with respect, It will retain and strengthen its healing properties. To be treated lovingly requires the same attention every object of healing requires. This requires cleaning the energy when needed. Often placing the crystal in sunlight will fortify the healing properties. At other times, it must be given rest to regenerate. This can be done by covering it with a sacred cloth and placing it on an altar or other sacred place. Most crystals will regenerate within 48 to 72 hours in earth time. The healer who works with crystals will know when the energy is cleansed and the healing properties restored. If the healer or any individual is called to work with crystals, it is suggested they educate themselves in two ways. One, find a human teacher who is educated in the energy of crystals. And two, work with different crystals until one speaks to them. That is the one they are to get to know and to work with. The crystal will guide them, as will the spirit guardian of the crystal. I did not know a crystal had a spirit guardian, but of course they do. And I love that. The crystal will guide them, as will the spirit guardian of the crystal. Whenever acting as a healer on oneself or on another, healing will only take place if the one being healed is able to accept the healing. Someone may appear receptive, may even think they are, but there are times healing does not take place. This may be because it is not time for the healing to take place. If the time and circumstances for healing are not aligned with the healing, that healing can actually be harmful. It is always best to receive a healing in gratitude for the instrument, the crystal, and the healer, and allow the healing to take place in its proper time. The one being healed may receive an instantaneous healing, but more likely the healing will take place over time. Patience and gratitude for the healing are needed. To do otherwise is to negate the effects of the healing itself. Patience. I found that really very interesting. Philip has a little bit more to say, but I just want to say, I found that really interesting and I thought about that. What does Philip mean that there's a time for the healing to take place? And I thought, sometimes maybe we're not ready to open up an old wound, and a body scar or a body harm, something that hurts in our body may be telling us about this. And so the healing can take place only when we're ready to heal that deeper emotional issue. And if we're not ready to heal that emotional issue, the body healing isn't going to take place, crystal or no crystal. And I think that's what he's saying here. We can only be healed if we allow the healing to take place regardless of the instrument. Crystals can be laid upon the parts of the body in need of healing, or they may be placed around the body, or they may be placed on an altar or in a room. The method of healing used depends on the healer and the energy of the crystal. It is wise to ask the crystal. This is the way of true healing. So yes, I think Philip is telling us that crystals do heal, they do work. They must be cared for and taken care of. And of course, the healer's intention must be there. And intention, that's something so big, isn't it? We'll need to look at that one of these days. Well, my friends, we're going to get a message from Philip from this book, the Master's Book of Answers by Phillip. And this is an oracle book, so we just open to any page, and every page has a different wisdom on it. But first, I want to say thank you all for coming and for coming back, for your questions. I do ask you to make your questions general. As long as they're general, then we're able to answer them for the whole audience, not just for one specific person. If you have specific questions for yourself, please contact me privately. We'll set up a session for you. And the information for how to do that, reach me, is on my website. Prices and everything will be on the website. So just go below. And some of you have asked me about how do you get your hands on this book, on Joy, or any one of my books. This has 52 processes. And I see I got a little waterlogged here. This has 52 processes in it to create joy in your life. And I want to share something really exciting with you. A couple of friends and I are getting together, and we are creating a company that creates online courses. So we've asked a couple of other people we know to start writing some courses, and we're going to be offering, including I will be doing a year-long course on joy with 52 arching processes, but then one for each day. So 301 for each day that is dependent upon that weekly process. So we'll be looking at that as well as a course. That one's going to take me a little bit longer to write. So we'll have courses on animal communication, on finding your soul's mission, on creating abundance in 30 days, on body. One is called Love Your Belly, I believe, and all kinds of absolutely wonderful courses for you to take at affordable prices. So more about that as we come along. We're still in the process of putting this all together. So here we go. We're just going to open to any page. Well, I flipped too hard to. So let's do it this way. There's the page that's coming up for me. I'm hearing right page. If you heard right, you and I are in sync intuitively. If you heard left, that's a message that you need to hear. So the right page says, the mind at war against itself cannot know peace. Oh, what a perfect message for our times. The mind at war against itself cannot know peace. I'll read the left side in a minute, but I want to explain this a little bit more. Sometimes Philip's messages really make us think, and this one certainly does. The mind at war against itself cannot know peace. If we are angry, and I don't care if we're far right or we're far left or where we are politically, there's way too much anger and way too much fear going on in our world, and it is destroying us. We must stop warring, because who are we warring with? Ourselves. We think we're warring with everybody else, but we're really warring within our own mind. So we need to be able to tell ourselves we are loved. We need to get in touch with that spirit who is the truth of who we are. Because remember, the mind at war against itself cannot know peace. If our minds are always thinking about war and anger and fear, we're never going to find the peace we want. Think about peace. Think about love. Think about how to create acts of love, how to create acts of peace. That's how we make our world better. Okay, on the left side, if you got this message, or if you got left, this message is for you. Your every wish can come true, but wishing alone won't do it. Your every wish can come true, but wishing alone won't do it. Well, my friends, from those of us here in our rural sanctuary here in Ohio, we thank you for being with us today. We thank you for loving us. We thank you for receiving the love we are sending to you. And please tell your friends about this channel. Just a reminder that YouTube has shifted things, and I haven't caught up yet. So if you go to my channel, you have to click on videos to get these live videos. What you'll see on the home screen are older videos that I uploaded, but the newer ones that we're doing live, just click on videos. Be sure and watch July's video, and I will see you next week. I love you. Thank you for being here.